favorite legendary opinionated Amerislav here at Rich and Hydrated. And for one, when I say rich and hydrated, we all hydrate because we can be rich in raisins. And y'all listeners, y'all watchers, I need y'all to hydrate with me too. I have this theory, by the way, that if we all hydrate at the same time, it creates like a water hydration richness portal that goes through parallel universes and timelines. So that's the experiment. Today with us, we have Angie. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
And Angie came in ballin'. She was like, let's discuss the thug life. And I'm like, let's fucking go. Tell me about you.
Okay, well, where do you want me to start?
What was your thug life like?
Okay, thug life. So let's preface this by the work I do. So everything that I do in my practice and in my work comes back to identity. And what I see with people failing with beating their big goals and having that success and making all the big money is it's their identity holding them back. And so I just had this revelation the other day when I was walking my dog about the identities that we let go of because they're not good for us in that moment, but how parts of them we can still carry forward. And thug life for me is something that I'm really missing. And
by the way, for legal purposes, everything you hear is just entertainment.
Of course. I won't share any of the nitty-gritty details. I've already planned on how am I going to share this story without it turning into
without incriminating myself.
Exactly. So I grew up, I would call myself like a little bit of a, I don't know what the right word is. Maybe you can come up with the right word where you're just always molding yourself to fit in.
I'm probably the least person to understand that.
Chameleon.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I really never had a good sense of self, and I was always too much. I was always too loud. So I was a chameleon, and we moved a lot. We moved a lot when we were kids. I went from being fucking poor, really poor, no electricity. And when my mom remarried, we became fucking loaded. We were so rich. We went from polar opposite ends of the world. It was shattering. Caribbean vacations, all-inclusive resorts, ski passes, trailers. And I was like, how do I fit into this identity? And so it was a pretty big culture shock. And as a kid growing up, I always kind of grew up as I would say an advocate is the word I'm going to use. But I was the kid that was meet me at the bike racks. If I saw somebody picking on somebody else, I was like, meet me at the bike racks. I was always getting in fights at my nice rich girl school. And I really struggled, right? That's where you lose your sense of self. I got rejected by my peers. I won't go into the details, but I will share one story actually. Because I think this really ties into the identity. In grade 5, there was a girl in my class and she was picking on the kid who was deaf. And so he couldn't fully hear and he had a speech impediment and she was making fun of him. And everybody was joining in and I'm pretty sure I threw my pencil case at her, but I stood up and lost it. And I was like, meet me at the bike racks, essentially.
That was my That's going to be the title of this podcast, by the way.
That's such a good title. So whatever, we did it. We brawled, pulled some hair. She didn't pick on the kid for a while. Couple months later, and nobody was on my team, right? Everybody was kind of on my team, but they were witnessing from the sidelines. Couple months later,
that's such a fucking shitty position always to be in.
Because you always are the one. And then
you're always the one.
She invited somebody, or she invited the whole class to her birthday, including the deaf kid.
One does.
Except me.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that moment, it was a shattering of this identity in a sense, because I learned that if I didn't conform, I wouldn't belong.
Mm-hmm.
And so I spent a lot of my life, again, moving, going to different schools. My mom got divorced from that guy, and it was back to kind of...
From the rich guy?
From the rich guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back to struggling for ends meet. And in high school, I was kind of finding myself, and then I met my first son's dad, and I fell into drug use.
What was your poison?
My poison was cocaine.
Oh my God, so good.
So enter, yeah, right.
Okay. So by the way, this is a thing. Like, if you've ever done like proper cocaine back in the day, what age? How old are you?
So I'm 38. So I started using it 15. So I had like the opportunity for real cocaine.
Right. That's where I wanted to go. Right. So for one, it's like for all of us like former blow users, the endless blow jokes we have, and we try to incorporate them all day long everywhere, and just kind of see who is our crowd who understands it. So you have like usually when you make cocaine jokes, you have like 3 people responding. The people who were in the same category who's like, oh yeah, good time, baby. The ones who've never been, who are completely shocked by it but still find it funny, and then the third one who's completely appalled by it.
Yes.
But yeah, so nowadays, like, everyone always misses cocaine because there's only win-win to cocaine, by the way.
Yeah.
you were thin, you were energetic, clear-headed, you would make money because you could stay up longer. Like, it was such a it was basically Adderall on steroids.
Yeah, you felt like a rock star.
Oh, 100%. Nowadays, I would not even touch blow with a fucking 500-foot pole. Like, but yeah, okay, sorry. So is it blow jokes?
It's not even cocaine anymore.
It's not cocaine anymore.
It doesn't
People
exist.
nowadays don't know what cocaine is.
They do not know. They do not know. And you know what? I was actually very against drugs. So my son's father at the time, like, he was a user. And I come from a history of addicts. Like, everybody in my family has had an addiction. My dad was a raging alcoholic. Everybody on his side of the family, my uncle was a heroin addict. He used to be the tour manager for the Red Hot Chili Peppers back in the day when they wore socks on their cocks. And he got fired for stealing all their fucking money to buy heroin. So, like, I was against drugs. And then it was one New Year's Eve, and my boyfriend was like, you're always so judgmental at parties like this. Like, you've never even tried it. And I was like, okay. And I had the best fucking night of my life. Word. Like, everybody at the party was my best friend.
Yes.
Like, I was like, oh my God, we're going to be friends for life. The problem was the next day, I woke up and the first thing I did was go into my jean pockets and look for more. Mm-hmm. Like, I was hooked immediately. I used every single day. From that night, I used every single day for like over a year. Mm-hmm. And there were periods of times where I would go on like 7-day benders, like fucking no sleep, no food, like just horrid conditions. Mm-hmm. But it entered me into this world, this thug life era, and this identity, because as I became a drug user, I met other drug users, as one does. and we partied. And
so you were a party girl.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We partied, but then I took it one step further. And I became like a runner, right? And then I was like, okay, like, how can I be more a part of this without just being like the broke ass bitch? So I became really close friends with like people who sold drugs but didn't use them. Mm-hmm. Like the ones that were actually making profit off of them.
Yeah. Rule number 1, don't get high on your own supply.
No. But you fell into this life. So I'll try to wrap this up and like summarize it in a thug life era. But when I got a job at this pizza place, and it was run by a Lebanese gang, and it was a front, obviously, for money laundering. I'm comfortable talking about it because they're like long shut down and moved on. And
I worked for the Jewish mafia.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, of course.
Oh my God. This could be a whole episode of all the stories I've been involved in and fucking guns to my head and shit. And I'm like, oh my God. But these guys were great because they became my family because they had a strong family unit. So I would go to work. It would be 10 o'clock in the morning. I would go back into the kitchen. I was the bartender server. And then there would just be lines of cocaine on the back counter. And so that's just like how I started the day. Like, how fucking boss is that? And then you like run out and you're like, here's your food, here's your drinks. I feel so good. Like, just functioning, no problem putting in a 12-hour shift. And then you just like relax at the end of the day. You make a shit ton of money. And the cool thing about the thug life era is you make these connections with people that don't follow the rules. So we kind of grow up as this like, good girls don't do drugs. Good girls listen. Good girls raise their hands before they go pee. And this era brought me into this, like, I don't have to mold myself. I get to be like, no fucks given.
And what I would add to that, like the good life about I call them the shady industries, the shady spaces of the world, is that you are always extremely clear who you're dealing with. There's no like manipulation. A bad person is a bad person.
Yeah.
A liar is a liar, and everyone's super transparent about where they are, and there are certain rules that are very strict.
Yeah.
You come on time, money's no fucking joke. We're not ripping each other off, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And it's a shady perhaps, but very strong integrity.
Yes, super strong integrity. And like and that's what I mean with like, that's the part of the identity I wanted to keep. And I really grieve that era because when I finally split with my oldest son's dad, like it was rough situation. And I was like really struggling to get out of this abusive relationship. It wasn't like the good people, the citizens of the community helping me. No, it was my gangster ass friends coming in with their muscle, taking him out, fucking getting rid of all the furniture, getting me a new place, moving me in, and nobody fucked with them. And
yeah, no, I'm like all over this with you. People do not understand the legit community aspect of shady worlds. And also, how do you explain to fucking normal people how you went from having this stack of hundreds and looking for a 10 because you knew there was a 10 in between because you want to pay for a coffee, don't want to pay with a Benji another time, right?
Yeah.
So like you're going through your hundreds because there's a 5 or a 10 in there somewhere and everyone's just staring at you. And then you go to like the normal world where there's like normal money.
Yeah.
Like
you can't comprehend it. And you see it as like a negative. It's like a negative thing. But like I got pretty heavy into drugs and I had tried to get sober quite a few times and I was unsuccessful. And when I had to get sober, so when I got pregnant with my first son, there was like okay, we got a fucking choice to make. And, that's when I stepped into my next identity. I decided, like, I didn't fucking value my own life. I didn't give a shit. I put myself in so many dangerous situations, but another human life is obviously very different. So it was really easy for me to like on that day being like, never again.
Was your son planned?
No, side story, on birth control, still had my period, didn't know. And luckily he's like a thriving human being. Like we're one of the lucky ones. Like he didn't come out with like deficits or anything like that. Like he's a thriving, incredible human being. And I'm not ashamed of that part of my story because when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I chose not to use. And it was really hard but no, you take antibiotics and people don't tell you when you take antibiotics, your birth control stops working. So for everybody listening, your birth control stops working if you're on antibiotics. So when I needed to get sober, obviously it was still really challenging because I was deep in the trenches of addiction. But the people that helped me the most, like obviously my mom helped me a lot. She took me in, but didn't understand. But like the one drug dealer that's above all the drug dealers, he's not running out at 3 a.m. He's the one that gets it all. He made sure that everybody fucking knew nobody sells to this girl. And we would sit together and he would talk with me and we would go for walks. And I utilized his supports for years. We had some other shady shit happen and the police weren't dealing with it with one of my family members. And I relied on him and he fucking dealt with it. And like, when I fast forward to being a child protection social worker, how many times did I see these fucking perpetrators literally just on the news 2 days ago in Canada, a sex offender, a repeat sex offender let out on bail within 30 minutes. He went and offended again. Like, this is what I mean with like this thug life era. It's like, it's polarizing because there's two sides.
I'm gonna just share a short like Hell's Angel story and some biker gang stories. So when I was I left home when I was 15, and at some point, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it was a great idea to date one of the Albanian mafia sons.
Nice.
I'm like I'm feeling myself like, yes. And after like 4 dates, I thought there was just no click. Like I couldn't, like, no matter how cool I thought the idea was, it just like there was no click. However, Albanian Mafia's son was like, well, you don't have a choice. Like, this is not like optional. Like, we're together now. And I'm like, no, we're not. Because I'm attitude by then. I'm fighting, I'm attitude, I'm carrying all sorts of sharp objects on me and all of all sorts. I'm visiting my stepdad at that point, who is at that moment doing business with one of the let's just say higher end, because I don't want to, if I say who, then everyone will know who it is, with one of the higher end of the Hells Angels, right? There's very clear ranking. And they were at our house every day for like 2 months because of the business. And by the way, legal business, by the way, actually.
Yeah, they have businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were huge dog lovers. And we had like this big, like Mastiff. And they go like, yo, Bara, what's up? And I'm like, nothing. He's like, don't fucking fool around with me. I know. I've been here for 2 months. I know when shit is up. I'm like, well, I started dating a guy, but he don't want to leave me alone. And I'm not really sure what to do because I got way over my fucking head. Because he's like, call him. And I'm like, no. Like, call him the fuck now. And he grabs the phone and he tells him to come somewhere. And I've never had a problem after that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the other biker gang, which is a famous one in Europe right now, they would visit. Let's just say they would visit molesters and rapists.
Yes.
Just to visit.
Yeah, have coffee, tea.
Yeah, just like, hey, how are you?
Yeah, they have unexplained injuries. It's okay. They slipped on the tea. Oh my God, I love that we're hydrating. It makes me feel like we're getting rich. This is the thing. So like that era of my life, I obviously had to outgrow because my identity then became trying to figure out how to not be a drug user and not be an addict and to be a mom. And now, fast forward in business, you have to be a fucking thug. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to reach your goals, you don't have to like go and hurt people. Like and I don't think the intention in that community is like, I'm going to go and hurt people. Like that's not, there's always an action.
It's just demand. It's just marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. And so like that part of my identity, I feel like I'm bringing back a little bit of that because after that era came a lot of shame, came a lot of like, who am I? I'm not worthy. I'm a fucking loser. And so how do you get love? Well, you're the good girl and you ask everybody and you're polite and then everybody will like you and yada, yada, yada. But now I'm like, no, I need to go back to thug life, Angie, because she didn't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck. She said what she wanted to say in the context of who she could say things to. I certainly was not back-talking people that you should not be back-talking to.
No, you learn nature real fucking quick.
Yes, it's so...
There's such a natural respect that the normal way, which I'm always shocked by, right? That the normal world is completely fucking missing. And I'm just looking around, like 90% of my days is just me looking around virtually and in reality, like, have these people never been fucking stabbed? Like, how do people just run their mouth like this? Online and real life.
Yeah. Yeah, because they haven't experienced the real life threat of like, this
which
is what
changes
happens.
You for life.
Yeah. Yeah. You read people and you know who you can say certain things to. And it's a really important skill. Like,
and there's a very super clear hierarchy.
Yeah.
And that it's not like when you bump into someone who is in a higher rank than you, whether that's business wise, not giving a fuck wise, physical strength wise, there's no like, I'm ashamed or I'm embarrassed that I'm in a lower rank. No, it's just very fucking clear. The fucking cat does not fuck around with the fucking lion.
Yeah.
There's no, I wish I was a lion too. No, it's just like, that's a lion. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's black and white. People try to like make more meaning of it. It just, it doesn't have to get that deep. And if you want to move up in the rank, you have options. You have a choice. And like, that's really what it comes down to for like anybody who just like constantly fucking sabotaging their life and then being a victim of their circumstance. Like, it's your choice who you want to be. like when it comes down to it. And so right now in the season I'm in, I'm like choosing to be somebody who has impact and I want to help people with my business, yada, yada, yada. But I'm also choosing to not give a fuck because I have a job to do. And if you're in the way of that job, I'm still going to say what I need to say. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the core problem that I think so many people face is they don't know who they are, or maybe that's not it. And you probably experience this with your clients. They're not honest about who they are.
I think there's a group of people who are not honest about their art because they have ideas about what that person is like. So, and I've had this for a long time. I look at world famous dominatrix. I always felt a certain way around Christians because I love like I always say, look, I'm not religious. Jesus is my homeboy. The gods are like, I'm the gods, plural, favorite. The real Christians fuck with me a lot. And then you have like the middle gray Christians that are like judgmental and you need to be clean of yours. And I'm like, y'all, I'm just operating in a marketplace.
Yeah.
And I remember like, that would impact how I would behave. And I'm just like, what am I fucking doing here? Right. And then there's the people who, because they've had so many masks on so long, they don't know who they are yet.
Yeah. And people just don't even understand, like, identity is actually really simple. Like, again, it's not that deep. It's just like the beliefs about who you think you are, the decisions that you make or don't make, and then it's the evidence that your brain collects.
And you get to try it out. It's like a buffet. Like,
oh yeah.
It's not like I have to be this one thing right now, because we have this idea that if we act, feel, believe certain things, that it will give us a certain outcome. And that's again, those are more, it's like an outfit, but that's not identity.
No.
Yeah.
No, you have to, I think identity really comes down to, like, honestly, I think beliefs run the show. Like what you believe, who you believe you are, that's how you will always act. Like always. You will always be in line with that. So when you try to pursue things, like I know with my clients, probably similar to your clients, when they keep hitting the dead end and they're like, but I'm doing everything right and I'm trying all the things and I did everything you told me to do. If you still don't believe that you're that person, it doesn't fucking matter. Like you're not going to accomplish it.
So, and I'm not sure where the balance, and I hate the word balance, but I'm going to use the balance right now. I'm not sure where the balance is, because there's time and spaces in a lot of times where your belief system becomes the ceiling. And there's a lot of time where you just have to do first because you don't know what the belief system is like on the other end. So then it's like first do, and then the belief system will automatically come upon you. Yeah. And then there's other belief systems where you have like, it's almost, I read this phrase in a book yesterday where like, it's a language that's constantly running in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
That you can't really fully pinpoint. And then pinpointing down, because then you remove the ceiling.
You can't think your way into a new belief. You can't. It doesn't fucking work that way. That's why I'm like always like, yeah, you can go sit on your therapist's couch week after week and talk about your feelings, but you can't think your way into a new belief. A new belief is formed literally, physically in your brain. This is how neural rewiring works, by taking action and collecting evidence.
But didn't fucking internet did us a doozy with that?
Yes.
Where you can just affirm yourself into a new identity. You can just law of attraction yourself into, you can visualize yourself into a new identity.
Yes. Tony Robbins just talked about this. He's like The Secret, when they came out with The Secret. And they wanted him to back it. He's like, okay, yeah, I believe in the law of attraction, but that's not.
It's a law.
It's a law. That's not the only fucking thing. You still have to take action.
Where did he talk about it?
He talked about it on a podcast with Cody Sanchez.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. I love it.
It's a good one. He's doing his little event at the end of the month. So he's been talking on lots of podcasts, but I was like, yes, it's a law. And like people get so fixated on that. They're like, I just have to affirm. I have to visualize.
I just have to affirm harder.
Yeah. If I affirm harder, it will work. It doesn't fucking work because your brain is in charge and your brain acts in the way of who you believe you are. So who do you believe you are, right?
I'm right now in a certification. I'm studying right now. I'm in a program for a certification for existential kink, which is by Carolyn Elliott, and she has it's so good. So I know her from way back, like from my actual witchy and occult times, and her philosophy is it's a little bit Freudian, a little bit Carl Jung, is that your subconscious fully runs the show, and that your subconscious actually is a kinky motherfucker who gets off on all the things that we deem negative.
Yes. Yeah.
And when you turn around, so when you start fully embracing the kinky motherfucking side, like, oh, rejection, baby. Oh, I made 10 sales posts, got rejected 20 times. So good, baby. That then everything will turn around.
Yes. Oh my God. I line up with that. So even from a brain perspective.
Yeah. Existential kink motherfuckers. Everyone get the book at least.
Yeah. Cause that's how your brain works. Like your brain has one job, right? It's to keep you alive with as minimal effort as possible. So when you're running on autopilot, that's your brain doing its job. So I 100% am like, yeah, everything is run subconsciously because that's what your brain wants you to do. But your brain is also tied to pain, because we move away from pain faster than we move towards pleasure. So like the wishing your life is not going to work, but you touch the hot stove, you fucking pull your hand away really fast, don't you?
Yep.
So like, I love that idea of embracing that struggle, embracing rejection, embracing like that actually will rewire what you're trying to accomplish. And like, that's the part, is it's just not that deep. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. And the smarter you are, the more of a fucking scam it becomes. Yes. The more self-aware you are, the bigger the scam feels.
But it's like what you say, like, and now I'm like, you know what? It is that fucking hard, because I can share even just this week. There's 2 different ways I could have approached this situation. So I know from a brain science standpoint that if you want to actually do something and you want your brain to listen to you, like with a habit or a goal, you have to tell your brain, I am the person who does this. Because then it activates the limbic system. It's like the meaning making part of your brain. If you're just like, I want to lose 10 pounds, your brain doesn't give a shit. But if you're like, oh, I'm the woman who does this and this and this, then that actually, what the hell is going on? Everything's dinging all of a sudden. That actually makes your brain have meaning to it. So this week, where I live, it's been raining for 3 months. Like, I'm not fucking exaggerating. It has literally been raining for 3 months. We just moved here last year. Where I lived before, it was sunny all the time. Like, we still got cold winters, but we always saw the sun. So
like dry, cold winters.
Yeah. And it was amazing. So a few weeks ago, I noticed like my hair is falling out again. I'm having mood changes. And then yesterday, I did start taking vitamin D, but yesterday it hit me. I was crying for no reason on my dog walk. And of course, my brain's trying to make meaning of like, why am I just fucking crying? But I have awareness. So I told my husband, I was like, wow, like I am experiencing symptoms of depression. And what I could have said, and this is the fucking nuance, like this is where people have to pay attention to what they say. I could have said to him, I'm depressed. I'm feeling really depressed right now. And then your brain picks up on that and it's like, yes, we are depressed. We are going to act in accordance with that belief.
Right.
But instead, I worded it as, I'm feeling symptoms of depression. I did that intentionally. And he's like, okay.
Yes.
What do we do? And I was like, I think I'm doing all the things I need to do. I think we're just going to have to ride this out a little bit till the sun. Maybe I need to connect with my friends more in a physical presence. And then he went out and God bless this man. My canopy is broken on my truck, the top part, little minor inconvenience, but I keep forgetting and it flops down and it fucking pisses me off. And so yesterday he hops in the car. He's like, I'm going to go get your truck fixed.
I love it.
I know. But like, this is the nuance, right? If you identify as something, because like before I said it was hard, or sorry, before I said it was easy. Oh, it's just easy to become who you are. What's easy is once you have the awareness of how you want to train your brain to.
It's the remembering in the moment.
Yes. it would have been easy to not, right? I could
Right.
have just
Well,
gone
it's very
depressed.
easy to not. And by the way, so I speak 9 languages, so I have like a language of feel. In Finnish, am I saying this correctly? In Finnish, you don't say I am sad. You say sadness is visiting me.
Mm,
And I love that
I
so
love
much.
that.
I love that so much. And I always use, by the way, there's people listening to the podcast are like driving them nuts with a certain phrases. The language determines so much how we view the world. I'm going to just give an example. In English, you pay, and I'm making a money, you pay attention. It's transactional. In Spanish, you gift attention. In German, you give attention.
Oh.
In my language, you do attention. It's just like a focus point. And the way like stuff like that makes so much difference.
Yeah.
So sadness is visiting me.
Sadness is visiting me. Sadness is visiting me right now.
Yeah.
She's making me cry.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is if you have that awareness, because I've tried to make it mean everything this week. I've tried to make it mean something about my relationship. I've tried to make it mean something about my business. Like, why am I sad? This is the problem, is we always want to know the why.
Reason is a calculation. Yeah.
And there is no reason. It's not funny.
Yeah, 100%. One thing that I do love that I personally really have learned from the soft era people, which I really hate in general, is the look, if you gotta cry, you just gotta cry. And I'm like, and I'm the same. I'm a triple Capricorn, right? So I'm like, why am I crying? Meanwhile, I have like a lifelong full of like, pick one.
Yeah.
Why am I crying? I don't fucking know. People died in front of me. Again, pick one.
Could be many reasons.
And now it's just like, no, I'm just crying.
I'm just crying. Yes. It doesn't have to.
Picking a movie to make you cry is even so good.
Oh, I do that all the time. There's one, If I Stay. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh my fucking God. It's not like just a cry. It's like an ugly cry.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, is that where he gets sick?
No, it's about a girl and her family, and she has to make a decision to like keep living. The whole movie is based on her decision to keep living, and it's just like tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and you're just like,
oh my gosh, I have to look that. I have to watch that. I fucking love
a good cry.
Good cry movies, and if I just want to like elicit a short cry, I'll look at some kind of sad movie, sad clip on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, if you can't get the fully, because you're supposed to process the emotion. It's
so
supposed
good.
to take you 90 seconds. And like, I know, like the reason I know that depression is visiting me is because I can't process the emotion in 90 seconds. That's how I know the difference between like, I'm just feeling sad, I'm just moody, is that I will continuously cry for no reasons throughout the day. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. Been through this. I've had multiple pregnancies. I've been depressed in my life before. Like, I know the emotion behind it, but again, it doesn't have meaning. So like moving out of this season, I don't need to identify myself as that, because what's going to happen if I identify myself as somebody who's depressed?
Yeah. One thing, and people hate me for this, and this is more probably to the listeners than to you. So in my culture, we don't believe in depression. Like, yeah. And everyone's always trying to convince me of how real depression is. I'm like, no, y'all can keep y'all convinced. Like, I'm good in not believing in it.
Yeah.
Like,
they're debunking it. They're debunking it as a chemical imbalance. There's so much science coming out.
That's been debunked now so many times. That's a chemical imbalance. No, the fuck it ain't. And we've been saying that in East Europe. You're making shit up.
Yeah.
Anxiety don't exist either. Anxiety is just having too much freedom, and your mind fucking going too fast. You're not. It's anyway.
Sorry, I call anxiety. I don't know if I think I might have created this. Maybe somebody else in the world did, but I call anxiety the guilt loop. And I don't think it's anxiety. I think what you're experiencing is guilt. And there's like 4 stages to the loop. It's like the guilt, and then there's like suppression, burnout, numbness. And it's a good thing. If you feel guilty, you are feeling a sensation of an alarm system in your body that's saying you're doing something different. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's because people who do bad things, they don't feel guilty about them.
Can we fucking pause at that? Repeat that 4 more fucking times, because the goody goodies don't understand this. goody-goodies always think like we can just fix people who do bad stuff. There's no such thing as bad people. We can fix people who do bad stuff. No, the fuck you can, because they don't have the same fucking moral compass as you do.
No, they're not created the same. And I can say this from a child protection standpoint, like the criminals, the fucking worst offenders that you can imagine in the world, they are not fixable. They are, it is ingrained.
Go into that for a second.
Yes. Because that's not identity. That's not beliefs. That's not actions. That is literally wired into them. Like I can talk specifically if I just talk specifically for sex offenders.
You cannot, and I'm for all the fucking leftovers that somehow if this message fucking reaches you, we can help, we can solve pedophiles. No, the fuck we can't. They need to go into the fucking wood chipper. They need to get a fucking bullet to the head because you cannot fix them.
Yeah. It's not a choice. Like when I worked with this one sex offender and he came from so like, this is the way I look at sex offenders. Actually, there's 3 different types. Mm-hmm. There's the sex offenders that were offended against as children, and they usually reoffend at the same age. Okay. Those ones are usually they reoffend in childhood. And so like, they're not adults. And those ones, there's rehabilitation, there's supports, there's things that can work with those.
So it's a trauma response.
Yeah. It's a trauma response. Exactly.
Okay.
Then there's the other type of sex offender. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that just want power, control, like the crazy ones that you see horror movies about. And then you have your like kind of middle sex offenders. Those are a lot of the ones I worked with where it's a preference. It's a biological preference. It is not that they are choosing to inflict harm. It's that they cannot control who they are sexually attracted to. It's like being a homosexual. And they are driven by the need to go towards that. And morals, beliefs, everything, they can't. Like I have met one man in particular who no longer reoffended, and he was a sex offender. He told me he could not ever be around children. Mm-hmm. He said, you can never, like, that's the thing with addiction too, right? Like, I will always be an addict. I am not an actively using addict, but I am an addict, right? Like, that's part of my genetic makeup.
Really? So I don't believe that.
No?
I would love to. So I don't think you can. No, I don't. So I don't think that once you're an addict forever. I absolutely don't like. And so as someone who had all the eating disorders, I don't have any anymore. I like any anymore. I have zero problem being and also I wasn't an addict. I did cocaine from a very practical aspect. Again, I wanted to make more money, stay up longer, do more business. So I that's why I said, "Oh, you were the party girl." I never did the party.
You missed out.
So I don't believe once an addict, always an addict.
That's fair actually, because if I did cocaine today, I probably wouldn't get addicted to it because I've built the skills around it.
Well, and you're probably not filling the thing that it back then filled for you.
Yes. But there's a genetic composition, I do believe, to it, which is like
so, and that's like I would say more of like an obsessive component in us, because that obsession shows in everything.
Oh yeah,
right. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, like business, sports, like we all know, like it comes out everywhere.
I'm fucking obsessed with a lot of things. I still eat candy after every meal. I haven't smoked in 17 years and I still eat a piece of candy after every meal instead of having a cigarette. Like, but like for those sex offenders, like you can't take that out of them.
Right. Word. Yeah, believe that.
You can't rehabilitate it out of them. And like, I also like when I view addiction at a whole, if you can't get sober for your kids, I don't believe that you'll get sober. Yeah. If that's like the final straw where it's like, okay, because I work with so many parents that couldn't, I'm like, this is your destined, I don't know. I just think there's certain people that aren't. And if we just talk specifically about those criminals, like it brings me back to that thug life where it's like, there's so much evidence that those types of individuals can't be rehabilitated. There's no evidence that says that they can. Like, I would love if your listeners can throw an email, like, here's one case of a sex offender being rehabilitated. You won't find one. Like, you fucking won't find one.
I without going into politics, and I'm going to go into politics regardless right now.
Nice.
I have no idea how we went. So the left hates me and the right hates me, by the way. Like I'm equally hated. Now I'm probably hated more by the left, but I'm hated by both sides, right? In the Western Hemisphere, we only have two parties. But we have turned around now to a fact where we are excusing and empathizing with the offenders and the criminals, which is a really fucking problem for me, right? So obviously we have our firearms here in our Second Amendment in America, which I'm a very prolific, opponent or a very prolific person for. And guy comes in with a gun into a restaurant with a firearm, give me the money. One of the people who is just a client having a fucking meal grabs his firearm, shoots the guy. And the comments and online and in the news, you could have just given him his money instead of shooting him. I'm like, wait, what? wait, what?
What?
So yeah, so and we get now in this narrative like you value money more than you value human life. No, he did that because he came in with a fucking firearm.
Yeah.
But again, there's this weird, and the same for sex offenders. Yeah, but maybe this happened to him when he was younger, and I'm like,
but then those are not the same. Those are trauma like response. Like we've covered that.
Well, and still, then you as regardless of how much your behavior is a trauma response, you don't get absolved of the responsibility of doing the thing.
You're responsible for your choices as a human being, regardless of what happens to you. Like, holy, oh my God, like I had a client who had her trauma wasn't even that bad. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking say it. We had trauma from the system. I would have a meeting with her. I had removed her children from her care because her trauma was so outrageous that it was impacting like her children's care, like fucked up. I tried to explain it to her. I was like, your trauma is like this big bubble and everybody just has to tiptoe around the bubble so it doesn't pop. And like, that's what we're talking about with these people of like, oh, let's have empathy and let's have compassion for them. How about we have fucking personal responsibility? And I think I might've been the only person in her life that ever showed up in that way because everybody was like, oh, let's tiptoe on the trauma. She's got trauma. The system has triggered her. And I'm like, you know what, bitch? We're all fucking triggered by shit. We all have trauma. Do we all abuse our kids? No. Like you are responsible for yourself.
But responsibility is not marketed sexy anymore.
No.
Victimhood. We have victim Olympics. We have oppression Olympics. And, the higher on that hierarchy of the victim and oppression Olympics, the more you get away with. Now that I have you, can I ask a harsh question, which is by no means to attack? So the system. I've been in the system.
Yes.
As a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe that the system... I'm searching for words. Yeah. So
just say it.
Does more harm.
Yes.
But staying in the situation ain't it either.
No.
So I don't know the solution.
The system is fucking broken. I work for a broken system because there's like good people. And I would say I was a good social worker. I was like, no beat around the bush. Removing kids is the worst thing you can ever fucking do. You always try to work with the parents. You always give them the opportunity. But I also worked with the parents in a way that was honest. Like I would literally tell people, like, get your fucking shit together. Like, I don't want to drag you through court. I don't want to fucking do this to your family and cause you guys more harm. Like, was there circumstances where I had to? 100%.
Sure. And where it's needed, right?
Yeah,
it's needed.
Course. But it would have been easier if I could have just called up a gangster friend from my past and had it dealt with that way. Because the problem is, when you don't have that community dealing with the community problem, you have a court system that fails.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the transparency in this, by the way. Yes. Can you say more?
Yeah, always. So in Canada especially, our court system is very, very, very lenient with offenders. Like you can build a case, you can go to court. I used to sit in court for like 3 weeks at a time and get like cross-examined and examined and cross-examined and like, the most that a sex offender would get was like 6 years sometimes. 6 fucking years. And I'm like, this is horrendous. Like, this is a failure on the system. Or I would have psychopaths that were history of abuse and they had children, and the courts would be like, let's give them one more chance.
Whew.
And then guess what? I show up to court again 2 months later, and I was like, here I am again.
Hey, your
Thanks
favorite
for giving me
girl.
one more chance. Now they just got another layer of trauma that they're going to have to fucking unpack in their life. So I don't know if it's so much the front end of the system, but like the bigger system as a whole is like our court systems fail families and children over and over. And that's where I feel like there's a time and a place where we need community intervention, where we need the gangsters and the gangs to come in and go and have coffee with these people. Like, honestly, I do think our world functions better when we have accountability.
I would love that. And maybe I'm pessimistic in this sense. We need to make these conversations. We're gonna have way more podcasts than this because we need so much to discuss. Come on, Boo Boo. Come on. Gangsters and thugs are all about responsibility because it's the first line of offense. And you can't explain responsibility to those who don't want it, who see it as punishment, or who are stuck in some kind of infantile mode that some external force should do the responsibility on their end.
Yeah, you can't. Real people don't understand it. And like, I don't know, like going back to the system, it's so broken. And like, I was again, like the social worker who went in and fucking cleaned up. And not just like, I'm not like in there like taking kids away. That
No, sure. It's way more
I've
complex.
only ever had to remove children like 4 times in like my 8 years. I think that's it. I always did the work, but always the red tape, and I always walked the line. I was always getting into trouble. I was always like, you're not supposed to do it that way. And I'm like, this is the only way that works. Like, that girl needed me to fucking block her in with my car and get out and be like, stop. Like, and she told me that, you know, like I remember having to apologize to a client once because it like made it to that level of the complaints. And it's like, well, you have to apologize for stealing their dog. Because obviously people who abuse their kids also abuse animals. And I'm like, and I remember when I had to go into the courts to discuss this, I just said to the judge, I was like, Your Honor, I apologize that I have zero tolerance for witnessing animal abuse and doing nothing about it. Do I apologize for doing something that wasn't in my job description? Absolutely not.
There we go.
I apologize for having no tolerance to watch people be abused. Animals, anybody who's innocent, like I would fucking do it again in a heartbeat. Slap my hand again.
Yes. Well, let's play this game where you slap my hand. I'll give you a little wink and we'll be here again.
Yeah. And I think, in that moment, some judges they want that, right? They're like,
Absolutely.
oh yeah. They're like, thank you. Because if we had to just go through all the paperwork and stuff, but then I had clients that appreciated my approach. Like, I wasn't mean to everybody I worked with, but I knew the clients that just needed a big bitch slap.
Well, and this is the thing, right? We can't silk glove people into reality. Especially if certain behaviors are spinning, like an actual fucking bitch slap. Yeah. Is such a fucking pattern interrupt.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be like, here, I'm like, well, everyone knows how I feel about violence, but especially women who keep fucking ranting, fucking out loud, and fucking completely fucking slap them, like, snap the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
it's an actual, again, not violent. I don't mean to fucking no bleeding noses here, just a fucking get the fuck out of it. And
Tony Robbins yells at people when he's doing interventions. He literally just said this on his date with Destiny. Some guy was like, just let her talk. You just keep interrupting her. And he's like, Eric? Is it Eric? Shut the fuck up, Eric. I've been doing this for 40 years.
Who the fuck do you think you are, little fucking boy?
Yeah, like I'm doing this intentionally. I'm interrupting her. I can't slap her across the face because fucking everybody would have a heyday.
Right.
Even though it is like actually biologically science-based that it interrupts the pattern.
Yeah.
It's like,
or just like fucking grab a cold bucket of water, fucking smash it. Like, let's go. Let's pattern interrupt up in this bitch.
People who inflict suffering also learn from suffering. So if I approached it as the good
Oh
girl,
my God, thank you. This whole idea that we can talk bullies out of bullying. No, you stop bullies by being a bigger bully.
yeah. Yeah, you learn from suffering. We don't learn from comfort. We don't
Oh my
learn
God,
from,
this was
I
so
mean, as
needed.
small children, okay, there's a nuance to this because as small children, obviously, that's not what we're talking about. And for those of you that want to take it that are like, oh, well, we can't just bully our children. That's not what we're fucking talking about. Take it, whatever.
I'm East European. I'll even go there fucking.
Yeah. Like
if a kid has like taunting, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know I shouldn't be doing. Let's play the fucking bigger bully here.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
go ahead.
We learn, but we learn from suffering. Nothing came out of comfort. Growth doesn't come from things staying the same. Growth doesn't come from just like wishing your way and everybody being nice and praising you. If everybody was like, you're doing a good job, you're doing a good job, where's the motivation?
Johnny, you don't get to slap or pull your sister's hair. That hurts. So now you go in the fucking corner.
Yeah, no.
And think about what you've did.
Yeah.
And Johnny's 14 or something, right?
Yeah, well, there has to be a concept. I mean, I have 2 little kids, so we navigate this all the time. We have very zero tolerance. Like, we're super loving. We do all the right, whatever, positive praising. We know how to encourage our kids. We understand their brains. But there is always hard lines and hard consequences. You fucking grab the dog's tail. No, zero tolerance. There is no talking about it. There is no anything about it. That's a fucking time. I mean, our kids are really little. So right now it's a timeout.
Sure.
It's a timeout in your room. It's whatever that consequence is, but it's a hard consequence because it's a hard no.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you teach your kids the difference between what is right and wrong. And like, violence is violence. Like, it doesn't, you can't justify it.
Well, and I feel like I've only been a step parent, so I have very limited skin in the game. But as a parent or a caretaker, it's your responsibility to prepare your kids for the real life. Real world is not going to negotiate with you or verbally consequence you. It's going to very much so not like physically consequence you, whether that's the law, prison, getting fucking smashed in the face. There are very real consequences.
Yeah, you learn from the consequences. And like, yeah, we just need more people to understand that like being in a hard place and suffering should be empowering. But we've gone so far in society that it's like we just want to, everybody should run around and save everybody else. And it's like, no, that's just like taking away their power to actually do something about it. And people have a choice, right?
This whole do you know who Mommy Onami is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so Mommy Onami, I love her. Mommy Onami is very, very clear, and people hate her for that. Where she goes like, "You choose poverty. Like, poverty is a choice." And as someone who's come from poverty, I fucking fully agree. Every time, and it's not like people confuse poverty with brokenness, which is not the same. I've been plenty of times I've been broke in my life. I've never been poor though. Yeah. Poverty is like the way you conduct yourself. It's how you keep your word. It's manners or lack thereof, right? It's constantly making destructive choices.
Yeah, it's who you believe you are.
Poverty is a choice.
It's who you believe you are. And like, I see it. I just saw somebody the other day with a sign, "I need money to feed my family," and he's got a fucking beer in his hand and he's smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, aren't cigarettes like $20 a pack right now?
Like, yo, like for real though.
Like, what the fuck? You
Make
need
better
money?
choices. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Or do you just need somebody to slap you?
You need different choices.
A better job taking care of your family.
Right. Different choices. Oh my God.
But that's the problem with the victim mentality. And like, a lot of the work I do is, I think, pulling people out of like, not like deep victim mentality. I don't want to fucking work with people like that.
It's the small nuances.
Yeah, the ones that don't realize they're in the victim mentality. The ones that are like, why, the ones that I can relate to where I've been a victim, where I'm like, oh my God, like, I feel like my husband's not paying attention to me. And it's like, well, bitch, what are you doing? Like the real life day to day. I see it a lot in motherhood. I have a hard time going out with my kids to mom groups because so many moms are like, oh, my kids kept me up all night and this and this and this. And I look for the people that aren't complaining and that are smiling. And I'm like, yeah.
You're mine.
Yeah, you're mine. Like we can be friends.
And by the way, like even me as a hardcore fucking brutal person, I still find victim aspects in my psyche, right? Like I call it fighting reality when here on the farm there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And like becoming so overwhelmed to a point like I shouldn't have, like I'm crying, I shouldn't be have to dealing with this, which is an infant part.
Yeah.
And then I have to, well, I am dealing with this though. So now what? Right. But that's a cycle of like, oh, there's something in me that still believes that someone else, something should save me or absolve me of of the hardship that's going on, which I chose, by the way.
Oh yeah. I do this with my dog walks all the time. I don't want to walk my dog. Well, who fucking bought the dog?
Right. But, and again, so it's the, and I think it's very important to talk even about those, even like right now in a lighter manner, that those are just part of us and that still needs some growing up.
Yeah. I think most people can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
There's external circumstances all the time. Like you get an unexpected bill. That sucks.
You're like, what the fuck? I shouldn't be getting this.
Yes. And then you're like, feel like a victim for a few minutes. And but the difference is you can stay stuck in that and you can allow the story to dictate your next decision. And the problem with that story is that becomes who you are.
Yeah.
I'm just a person who doesn't manage finances properly. I'm just a person who fucking always gets shitty. I have bad luck. Like then the stories start creating who you are. And so there's two different people that deal with that, right? Like I get a bad bill in the mail. I can be like, well, that sucks. What am I going to do about it? Or I can just make up all these stories of how I've been done wrong. We actually just got a bill from the government telling us we owe them more money.
And it's even funny. So, and I talked about this in a previous podcast. Like last year, my highest month was 31K, right?
Yeah.
And the month after that, I only did 24K. And I felt so much scarcity. I'm full on in scarcity mode. I'm like, the gods are punishing me. See, I'm not making more. I'm not making. See, this is these dips that everyone keeps talking about after you have. Like, I'm fucking going full on for 2 months.
You're squirreling money away, hiding it.
100%. I'm like, can't buy new fucking leashes that are $10 because I don't have any money.
We're on a budget. We only made $21,000 this month. Fucking budget time.
No, literally. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, hello there. Okay.
But this is true. Like and that's where it's like, there's the difference between the people who move forward or you let that story define you. Like, I'm sure that you had a moment where you indulged in that story.
Oh, right? Yeah. I even used to host whole pity parties online.
Yeah.
Where I would go, like, we're doing a pity party Friday evening, 8 p.m. Everyone bring your pity. And we would be like, and it became almost theatrical, which was the whole point.
Yeah.
To be like, this is my problem right now. And like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm like, thank you.
That brings me back to your book of like how she was reframing that kind of like the rejection and the suffering, the misery, and like making it like something that you can use, turning it into a tool. Like having a pity party is a great idea because then it's like, cool, I still get to talk about it, but I'm doing it with humor instead.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's so smart. I want to have pity party.
Yeah. Host pity parties. Everyone, pity parties in your membership. Once a month.
Once a month. I don't know how good that would go over some of the people in my membership. They might talk way too long. There's a lot of problems and a lot of
you have to create a container. You get to talk for 1 minute, and like for me it was, I'm having a pity party because, and then 1 minute talk, and then like a closing phrase that was serious but funny. So like, I need everyone to cry with me, or like, Alexa, play Cry Argentina by Madonna or some shit, right? Like we had to go full cycle.
Yeah, you have to bring the humor into it. And if you can bring the humor into your life, then like you become a person that can deal with hard things.
Oh, 100%. Dark humor is the best. It's the most healing thing too.
It's my favorite. I don't know if you just watched Dave Chappelle's new.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, fuck, it's good.
Oh, really? I'll have to check it out then.
It's good. It's really fucking good. He probably doesn't have the same values that you have in views of politics wise, but he's honest, and I really love the way he can use humor in an honest way. Like, he's fucking hilarious. A lot of people are so offended by him.
Oh my God, I love that. This is the thing, though. When you have strong values, I can very much respect people opposing values from me if they're actually legit.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a conversation with a family member last week. We are polar opposite, and we talked for hours, and nobody got upset, and nobody got heated, and nobody was mad at the end of the day.
That's only performative. Only performative people get into those things.
Yeah, that don't actually have core values. They don't have that sense of self. Yeah, if you get outraged by anything you hear on social media or a podcast or anything, it's because you don't have sense of self.
Performative, exactly.
There, we just solved so many people's problems.
Right. Yeah. We'll solve the world. Tell everyone where we can find you. I'll put the links everywhere. And we'll just have to come back for like a Thug Life Part 2.
Oh my God. We could share so many stories. Okay.
So good.
Everyone can find me on Instagram at Angie B Official. And then you can find my website at the top of that page is the easiest. And I just started doing articles. So I'm sending out a newsletter on brain-based whatever, how to become the best version of yourself, how to meet your goals using brain science. So that's a brand new newsletter. So if you guys want me in your inbox, giving you some like hard facts, no bullshit, no theory, that would be a really good thing to sign up for.
Epic. Everyone, rich and hydrated. Last sip together. Portal. Everybody, rich and hydrated. Angie B here, and your favorite legendary opinionated American